Good morning. I'm going to double coffee this morning because here comes some more. I just had made this one, which is actually now slightly cold. So it's ideal to have this one and then the next one. And it's actually been down for a little while, but suddenly Finley's now really excited that Hannah's here. It shows a bit of excitement when I turn up, but Hannah's definitely his favourite. Certainly in the morning. So yeah, here we are, Friday, 17th of April. I was just looking back in the night actually. I started doing online fitness as I would say a full-time thing on the 20th of March, which was the kind of lockdown day for non-essential businesses, services like gyms and things like that. So that 4 weeks now.
Has it been 4 weeks?
4 weeks, 27th,
I've
3rd.
lost track of the time.
27th, 3rd, 10th. Now we're on the 17th. So yeah, 1 week 27, 2 weeks 3rd, 10th. Yeah, this is the end of the 4th week.
You doing maths so early in the morning?
Crazy, yeah. And yeah, lots of changes. I'd been sleeping a lot better, but didn't sleep good last night. But quite productive. And then I had a sleep on the sofa.
Yeah, you potentially didn't sleep well last night though, because we had a small girl sleeping in our room again.
Like camping again.
Like camping.
But not as exciting as being
out.
outside. So yeah, she was in our room. And I randomly seem to do some, if I wake up at around about 2:30, it's quite seems to do some quite good problem solving.
Oh, that's good.
To think through things. Not even for my own problems. Or
I don't. If I wake up at 2 or 2:30,
yeah.
I fall back asleep on the sofa.
Well, that's the thing I was putting out today from my daily focus is problems. Actually prefaced it in brackets 99 problems due to the famous Jay-Z song. The kind of whole delivery of that song is
Let's not
really.
do that.
Let's not go into that. But obviously, it's a famous way of describing problems. Got 99, yeah. So problem solving. The way I presented it, and this is what I call the guy who I've actually borrowed it from calls it ethical stealing. I called it honourable emulation, like that. So
Honourable emulation.
it's a bit of a long way around,
honestly.
but I can't say ethical stealing because that's somebody else's term, isn't it?
It's a thesaurus.
Yeah, I put all the words that I know into a thesaurus and I come up with some different ones.
I like it. It's good.
Like
It's good.
It's like that Joey thing in Friends. Baby kangaroo. When he writes that letter about the adoption.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like that. I've changed all the words, but they still say the same. They sound better. Some of them don't sound so good. You lose the meaning. But there you go.
I've lost the meaning already. What are you saying?
Just that I'm putting that out about problems and actually, the kind of idea, thoughts, I probably would have gathered together myself, but came quite concisely in an email from someone that I follow, and I've accessed their book and courses and things like that. And so I have honourably emulated it and switched it to the purposes of the post I'm going to make, the daily focus in the MW Fitness online group about problems. We've all got them.
It
can't
sounds
avoid
like
them.
plagiarism.
It's not plagiarism. It's not
Joking.
plagiarism. Because he
I'm
introduced me to the concept.
I know.
So it's
I'm
come full
joking.
circle. Seriously, he wouldn't be upset. He wouldn't be upset. We've all got problems, and actually, this guy, Paul, is quite focused on men and transformation and mental mindset and things like that. So he focuses on how men might reframe a problem into it's a puzzle to be solved. And so the actual puzzle I was trying to solve in the night was how to get audio like this into a clean signal into a device to then stream like a high quality audio stream.
Just the kind of problem I solve at 2 in the morning.
All the time. But
High quality audio streams.
It feeds nicely into my kind of DJ music passion, as well as the fact we're delivering a lot of content online straight through a phone microphone, which does the job, don't get me wrong.
I'd be trying to solve things like how to redecorate the whole house without going to B&Q. with all the stuff we've got in the garage.
Rub the stones
That's what I'd
together
be doing.
to create a fine powder, mix with glue, and maybe that will get a nice colour at
You
the
know
end
I
of
would.
it. You'd try it, wouldn't you?
I'd try it and it would work and it would look incredible.
Yeah. So that was that was like kind of one element of the thing I wanted to say this morning. The other one was, you know, these problems that I have. This, oh dear, thought it was apple and blackcurrant. Turns out it's summer fruits, which is probably my least favourite flavour. But if that's the biggest problem, lack of sleep and a bit of
And summer
summer
fruit
fruit
squash.
rather than apple and blackcurrant is the biggest problem we've got today, then we're doing good. Having
We
a really
are.
good day. So yeah, I guess the other thing it was leading me to thinking to before coming on was about rest and how good you are at encouraging rest.
How good you are at resting. You're
No.
saying I'm lazy.
No, I mean I used to have that mentality of literally you can sleep when you're dead and work, and yeah, to the detriment of all of the things in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Family, my own health, safety, whoosh, yeah,
Yes.
safety, all sorts.
Yeah.
And yeah, it took me to about the age of 41 recently to learn the value of rest. And actually from being rested and recovered, I can be a lot more productive on the other side of it rather than just trying to grind through it.
That's the thing, isn't it? I think rest isn't about being lazy, and there's always a tipping point, right? So hard work is amazing, but there's a tipping point where it tips into like over the top, and it's unhealthy, and you don't see family, and you don't,
No.
you know, you do things like crash your mate's van because you're exhausted at
I
3 in the
wasn't gonna
morning,
bring it up.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Wasn't gonna bring it up.
But the same, you know, the same is true with rest. You can tip the other way into just sitting in front of the telly and
Yeah.
never doing anything.
If we go back to last week, Daily Focus in the MW Fitness Online group, morning Gemma, hi Holly, was one day was the concept of Sabbath, and the next day was the concept of looking at reflect and refocus, rest, reflect and refocus.
Yeah.
And around the kind of concept of the Sabbath, the rest day, I was looking at quoting Stephen Covey, some of his 7 habits of rest and restore, which is not necessarily part of the habits. It was something I actually did at One in a Million when I was teaching there. Was at the end of the day there was a space, a period of 15 to 20 minutes where the school was collectively together. It was only quite a small school. They were good, thank you. And the students and the staff would reflect on positive things out loud in front of everyone. So Deputy Head might stand up and say, I noticed today that
Little Billy.
little Billy, that's actually a kid,
Oh, wow.
yeah, was being really helpful because he cleared a couple of tables upstairs that people had forgotten to clear, but he didn't make a fuss about it, that sort of thing. That students talking about other people they'd seen do good work and things like that, and it was good in the sense of there was that break at the end of the day that was still school time. It wasn't just right, we finish at the end of the lesson, everyone piles out. It was there was that positive,
reflect and refocus.
reflect and refocus, yeah.
That's good.
And sometimes there was a delivery of, do you know what, collectively this wasn't good enough today, the boys' toilets. It was a predominantly boys' school.
I thought you were going to say it's predominantly the boys' toilet that weren't okay.
There was about 70% boys in the school, so
Yeah.
guys, the state of the boys' toilets is unacceptable, but let's have some positive things as well to talk about. So I had that last week, and also the concept of sharpen the saw from Stephen Covey and his 7 habits, which is where rest is not necessarily sit, do nothing. It's more activity that will refresh and refocus you, because you're either, it's something you're very passionate about or really into, and is kind of energy giving rather than energy taking. and there's been for me, I guess, a little bit of a crossover in a positive and negative, in the sense of I do what I do because I enjoy training and working out.
Yeah.
But also, that can be it's obviously an energy drain if that is the only way I choose to re-energize. Yeah.
Well, even with working out, you know, like having active recovery days, active rest days, where you're not like doing a workout, but you're going for a walk in the woods, or
it's funny that it's a funny thing between me and some of the members at Flex. So we're just going to do some active recovery instead of spin class.
No,
spin is active recovery.
That's not active recovery.
Yeah, they once said that.
Active.
This other instructor just said to us, "We're going to do 1 minute's active recovery on level 12." I'm like, I don't even ride that bike at level 12. That's not active recovery.
No, active recovery is like on your off day when you're not going to the gym, doing something that you're still moving your body, but not putting it under stress or endurance,
and allowing your mind to refresh.
And allowing your mind to refresh as well.
Yeah.
And it's the same whether you're using that with working out or your job or your life in general. I know people who regularly or semi-regularly, you know, life is busy, but go for like retreat days. And there's like different places you can go for retreat days, and they it's just an individual thing. It's not like a corporate thing. You're not going and playing team games. You're just going and spending time in a beautiful place.
You catch the flag.
No, catch the flag, no.
Oh,
no.
I was getting that kind of American
We're not
corporate days.
No.
Gonna be awesome today, guys. We're such a good team. Like that. No, I don't think Beaver Mr. T is running the team events.
Definitely how all Americans are.
I'm just thinking of the last one that I saw, and that Psych series. I mean, that is an old series, but it's got some good stuff on it. On Amazon. Yeah, what were you saying about
I was saying about active recovery and resting, whether that's in a workout section or...
What I was thinking with Holly watching was last year, actually first met Holly when I was doing the 3 peaks. Literally, whilst doing the 3 peaks.
Oh, talk about flipping active rest.
That's what I was going to say.
Nobody on this planet goes on a 10-day, all-inclusive family holiday because the whole family needs to massively rest and restore.
Yeah. And
plans to come back and do 3 consecutive weekends of ridiculous physical challenges. Nobody does that.
Yes, they do. I do.
He does that.
Because we got back on Saturday/Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, he went and did Total Warrior.
Because I mean, I've done Tough Mudder and all sorts.
I mean,
Total Warrior was like half.
He was doing it for charity, so there was no way that I could really say anything. But
guys out there, you want to do something, do it for charity.
So 3 weekends in a row off the back of a beautiful holiday. So he ended up exhausted again. Clever, Trevor.
What I was going to say was, sometimes the exact same activity that is your sharp and sore activity is then a different level. It's a different thing. As I was saying about working out before, like I literally met Holly walking down the first peak, having been to the top.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Never met before.
Never met before.
Holly,
I knew her friend.
Good on ya.
Her best friend Sarah, and they trained together at the gym with me. But I never met Holly. And she obviously decided I was sorry. So that's cinnamon. I need to mix it in. So I've got a spoon. Lovely. I just did it in inverted cinnamon challenge in the morning. She obviously decided it was okay because they came and started doing training with me in the summer. But that is an example of, I know that Sarah and Holly like to go and walk on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever as a replenishing activity. But then you take it to the 26 miles of doing the 3 peaks.
Yeah,
it's no longer a replenishing activity. No. And obviously we were doing it for good reasons. I was doing it for British Heart Foundation. In fact, the whole thing was British Heart Foundation.
And that's like a really good thing
close
to
to
do.
their heart as well.
Yeah.
With family things for them, you know. So that's a really good thing to do.
But wouldn't be a rest and restore activity.
No. In a different time when I was teaching, I would, in a sense, be desperate to go to the gym on a weekend, having not been during the week. But actually, was it the most sensible activity to do? It's going to cause extra stress.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's finding something that works in that time. Like, seasons are different, right? So what your body needs or what your life needs at one point is different to what it needs at another point.
Yeah.
And it's okay that what your body needs at one point is different to another point. Hey, Steffi. And I think sometimes we can feel guilty because, like, at one season in our life, we're like exercising loads and we're really productive at work and everything is, you know, really on track, or what we think is really on track. Hey, and then life changes and you know, you have a kid or your job changes or there's emotional pressure, something's going on in the family or whatever it is. And I think when that happens, it's easy to feel guilty about the fact that we need more rest days, or we need a different kind of rest day, or we can't exercise in the way that we used to, whatever it is. And actually, it's okay to give yourself, be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And recognise that there's different seasons. Hey.
Exactly, and there's a lot going on that's different for different people right now, and what their kind of need is and rest is now might be totally different from what it was before.
Yeah.
Ironically, we've probably got more time in the evening, but are watching less TV.
Yeah.
Which is great because we're not getting to the end of the day, not having that completely offset end of the day where you finished and I finished way later, and you're already watching something on Amazon or Netflix or whatever, and then I'm coming in and joining in. It's more of, because we're together in the evening, it's a shall we or shan't we type of thing. What else have we got going on?
Yeah, well, and the thing is that we were getting to the end of the day and having zero mental capacity.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the mental capacity to kind of even chat about stuff or think about doing something different. It was just like, right, okay, let's just watch something, switch our heads off for a bit and go to bed.
And the point of tension for us in our relationship.
We have no points of tension.
We do. We do. Was the feeling of overwhelm I get from over kind of expressed responsibility.
Oh.
So Hannah will talk about ideas for life.
I'm an external processor.
And I'll be like,
can't help it.
That means that she wants to move house, and that means that I have to at least have a salary of and this it needs to be, and I just automatically go into the full kind of talk. How do I make this happen? And at the same time, talk ourselves out of it, because there's no way I can do that because I'm already wiped out tired doing what I'm doing, and now we're talking about adding another layer of responsibility, whether it be financial, personal, whatever it is.
Whereas realistically, all I'm actually doing is, like, my brain is going 10 to the dozen all the time. I'm like a big ideas person.
Hannah's idea of relaxation, her sharp on the saw, is to look on Rightmove and just change the areas and the prices and the numbers of bedrooms and just see what's around. Whereas I might look
I like to look at wrecks and think about how I could renovate them. It doesn't mean I'm going to move in and renovate a wreck. I like it.
It's true. Whereas I would look at training articles on T Nation or something like that, you know. So it's your kind of news channel, not really. You know, if Rightmove did an app with news built in, it'd be ideal for you, wouldn't it? I mean,
I could probably start doing
and what properties
I could probably start doing videos about, like, the mortgage situation at the moment or something, like when to buy, when to sell.
That's it.
I could make us a lot of money.
Want to do? So yeah, just all that going on.
Fantastic. Dave, I love party rockers. Morning party rockers.
That's Dave's thing. So with
so
Dave's when he's been at competitive bouts, He's known as Disco Dave. It
Oh,
comes out
amazing.
full on entrance, all that sort of.
Oh, I want to come and watch.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment he's fighting in BKB,
He's not.
which is bare knuckle boxing, so it's kind
It's
of on the top
not-
end.
I
It's all
could- I
licensed,
could watch
as in it's
that.
all properly
Of course
done.
it is. Of course.
But yeah, it's fairly
Soon
brutal
as
top
soon
end.
as you're allowed that close to people again, Dave.
Yeah, so yeah, he's getting ready for that. But yeah, his entrances are something else, and yeah, really special. And he trains when he's got his garage, or hopefully I'm right in saying this. It's
Just making
more
stuff
like
up about
no, it's
yourself.
more like a club room than it is
Nice.
a gym at home. So it's kind of a double thing. It's kind of like man cave, training space, and party rocking disco area.
Drinks at Dave's when this is over.
definitely. So yeah, all good stuff, and yeah, thanks, Dave. So yeah, that's where we're at today. Bit of a jumble, eh? But that's what happens when you don't sleep so great.
Bit of a jumble.
Bit
Yeah.
of a jumble.
But that's okay.
Problems, rest, sharpen the saw.
Yeah.
That's
And
kind
be kind to yourselves.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hmm.
To look after other people, you have to look after yourself first.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn the hardest possible way what actually that looks like, rather than assuming it looks like provision and like house of security or whatever. Actually being there for each other and the kids is
Yeah.
way more important, and the other stuff actually tends to take care of itself.
And actually, the other stuff can, without meaning to sound like, you know, melodramatic,
Yeah.
the other stuff can just disappear. Like you can have all of the other stuff, and then life happens.
Yeah.
And if you put all your stock in,
House,
kind of
car.
your house, your car, you know, all of those practical things, which is an element of wisdom in that. But if you put all your stock in that, and then life happens,
Yes.
then you've lost a lot. And actually, if you put your stock in each other,
Yeah.
and in building up your character, and you know, then everything else will flow out of that, I reckon.
I reckon. Kind of, you know, from experience. That's cool. So, guys, thank you for being with us this morning. I'm gonna eat this porridge now because I'm definitely
gonna
gonna
be
need the
cold.
energy. I'm definitely gonna need the energy for 8 o'clock. Don't steal my porridge. This right, we'll have to
I'd
go
just
because
like
you
to
can't
taste
touch-
it.
You can't steal my food. Have a great day. As always, we're asking how can we help you today. So if there's anything we can help with, please comment and or message. And yeah, we are always up for that. And looking forward to seeing your video from last night, Dave. I'm going to start searching on Facebook now. If you direct me towards it, that would be great. Yes, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend as well. We'll do a little short video tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and then yeah, Sunday's off because
Who doesn't want to get up and
I've got to get up for boot camp anyway. I keep getting my brother and sister messaging me, you better start at 9:30, I've got stuff to do today. Anyway, here we go.
see ya?
See ya.